Wisdom, wisdom, that's the test. Which rival wisdom team is best? 52 teams of 8 antique rival wisdoms compete to do the future a favor and guide a life at stop2think.com. Team quote 48.1. The truth is on the march, and nothing will stop it. Emile Zola 1840–1902. This quote is from Emile Zola, a prominent French novelist and journalist, most famous for his role in the Dreyfus Affair, a significant political scandal in late 19th century France. The quote reflects Zola's passionate belief in truth and justice. During the Dreyfus Affair, Alfred Dreyfus, a Jewish military officer, was falsely accused of treason. Zola famously published an open letter titled J'accuse in a Paris newspaper, denouncing the anti-Semitic conspiracy and miscarriage of justice against Dreyfus. This letter was a powerful defense of truth in the face of institutional corruption and prejudice. The quote embodies a sense of moral conviction and optimism. It suggests that truth is an active, progressive force. Ultimately, truth cannot be permanently suppressed. Integrity and honesty will prevail against obstacles. Zola was a key figure in the naturalist literary movement and a vocal public intellectual who used his writing as a tool for social critique and advocacy. His statement reflects a broader humanist belief in the power of truth to overcome ignorance, prejudice, and oppression. Team quote 48.2. Expedients are for the hour, but principles are for the ages. Henry Ward Beecher 1813–1887. This quote by Henry Ward Beecher, a prominent 19th century American Congregationalist clergyman, social reformer, and speaker, highlights the fundamental difference between short-term solutions and enduring moral and ethical principles. Beecher was a significant figure in his time, known for his powerful oratory and progressive social views, particularly his stance against slavery. The quote suggests that while practical, immediate solutions, expedients, have their place in addressing current challenges, they are ultimately temporary. In contrast, principles are timeless, providing a moral and philosophical foundation that guides human action across generations. The wisdom in this quote implies short-term fixes are fleeting and situational. Fundamental principles provide consistent guidance. True progress is built on enduring values. Moral and ethical standards transcend temporary circumstances. Beecher was part of a famous family of reformers. His sister was Harriet Beecher Stowe, author of Uncle Tom's Cabin, and he was a prominent abolitionist who used his pulpit and public speaking to advocate for social justice. Team quote 48.3. Better mad with the rest of the world than wise alone. Baltasar Gracian 1601–1658. This intriguing quote comes from Baltasar Gracian, a Spanish Baroque philosopher, writer, and Catholic priest, who was known for his profound and often paradoxical observations about human nature. The quote suggests that there's value in shared experience and collective understanding, even if that understanding might be considered madness by some standards. It challenges the notion of isolated wisdom, implying that true understanding and meaning often come from connection with others, rather than from solitary intellectual pursuit. Gracian was a master of aphoristic writing, known for his works like The Art of Worldly Wisdom, Oraculo Manual y Arte de Prudencia, which offered pithy advice about social interactions, personal strategy, and human psychology. This particular quote reflects his nuanced view of human relationships and social dynamics. The deeper meaning of the quote could be interpreted in several ways, emphasizing the importance of social connection over individual isolation, suggesting that consensus and shared perspective have inherent value, critiquing the potential loneliness of intellectual superiority, highlighting the human need for belonging and shared understanding. Team quote 48.4. Truth springs from argument amongst friends. David Hume 1711–1776. This quote is from David Hume, a renowned Scottish philosopher, historian, and essayist who was a central figure of the Scottish Enlightenment. The statement encapsulates a fundamental principle of intellectual discourse and the pursuit of knowledge. Hume was a key empiricist and skeptic who believed in the power of rational dialogue and critical thinking. The quote suggests that truth is not a static, fixed entity, but something that emerges through open, honest, and respectful dialogue. By emphasizing argument amongst friends, Hume highlights several important aspects of intellectual exploration. Dialogue is a collaborative process. Disagreement can be constructive when approached with mutual respect. Truth is discovered through rigorous discussion, not dictated. Friendship provides a safe, supportive context for challenging ideas. Intellectual growth happens through open-minded exchange. As a philosopher, Hume was known for his empiricism and skepticism, arguing that knowledge comes primarily from sensory experience, and that we should be cautious about claims that cannot be verified. This quote reflects his belief in the importance of rational, supportive dialogue as a means of approaching understanding. Team quote 48.5. He never is alone that is accompanied with noble thoughts. John Fletcher 1579–1625. This profound quote is from John Fletcher, an English playwright who was a contemporary of William Shakespeare and a key figure in the Elizabethan and Jacobean theatre. The quote speaks to the richness of inner life and the companionship that can be found in one's own thoughts. It suggests that true loneliness is not about physical isolation, but about the quality of one's inner world. Noble thoughts here implies more than just passing ideas, but deep, meaningful, and virtuous reflections that can provide comfort, inspiration, and a sense of connection. Fletcher was part of the golden age of English drama, often collaborating with other playwrights of his time. This perspective reflects the Renaissance humanist belief in the power of individual intellect and the depth of human consciousness. The quote implies that internal richness can overcome external solitude. Intellectual and moral reflection can be a source of companionship. One's thoughts can be a profound source of comfort and strength. The mind is capable of transcending physical limitations. It's a deeply philosophical statement that emphasizes the importance of cultivating a rich inner life, suggesting that true companionship begins within oneself. Team quote 48.6. Ambition is not a vice of little people. Michel de Montaigne 1533–1592. This quote is from Michel de Montaigne, a French Renaissance philosopher, writer, and statesman who is widely credited with popularizing the essay as a literary genre, and is known for his introspective and humanistic approach to understanding human nature. The quote suggests that ambition is not a characteristic limited to or defined by social status. Montaigne implies that the desire to achieve, grow, and pursue one's goals is a universal human trait that transcends social class or station in life. By stating that ambition is not a vice of little people, he challenges the notion that aspiration is only the domain of the privileged or powerful. Montaigne was revolutionary in his writing for several reasons. He pioneered the personal essay form, focusing on self-examination. He approached human nature with nuance and empathy. He challenged prevailing social and philosophical assumptions of his time. He believed in the inherent dignity of human experience across all social levels. The quote reflects his broader philosophical perspective that human qualities and potential are not determined by external circumstances, but by internal character and motivation. It suggests that ambition is a noble and potentially positive human trait. Aspiration is not limited by social status. The desire to improve oneself is universal. Team quote 48.7. Do not bite at the bait of pleasure, till you know there is no hook beneath it. Thomas Jefferson 1743–1826. This quote from Thomas Jefferson, one of the founding fathers of the United States and its third president, offers a profound metaphorical warning about the potential dangers of unchecked pleasure and impulse. The quote uses a fishing metaphor to illustrate a deeper philosophical point about human nature and self-control. Just as a fish might be tempted by an attractive bait without seeing the hidden hook, people can be drawn to pleasurable experiences without recognizing the potential negative consequences. The wisdom in this quote suggests immediate gratification can be deceptive. Impulse should be tempered with careful consideration. Not all pleasurable experiences are ultimately beneficial. One should exercise discernment and look beyond surface attractions. There are often hidden costs or consequences to seemingly harmless indulgences. Jefferson was known not only as a political leader, but also as a philosopher, inventor, and keen observer of human behavior. This quote reflects the Enlightenment-era emphasis on reason, self-control, and careful judgment. The advice is timeless, applicable to many aspects of life, whether it's personal relationships, financial decisions, professional choices, or personal habits. It encourages a thoughtful approach to life's temptations, advocating for reflection before action. Team quote 48.8. You cannot feed the hungry on statistics. Heinrich Heine 1797–1856. This quote is from Heinrich Heine, a prominent German poet, journalist, and literary critic who was known for his sharp wit and social commentary. The statement is a powerful critique of bureaucratic approaches to social problems, suggesting that raw data and numerical analysis are insufficient when addressing human suffering. Heine implies that compassion, direct action, and genuine human connection are more important than abstract measurements or academic analysis. As a key figure of the Romantic movement, Heine was known for his ability to combine poetic sensitivity with social and political critique. The quote reflects his belief that compassion requires more than intellectual understanding. Human problems cannot be solved by detached analysis. Real empathy demands direct, practical action. Statistics can obscure the human reality behind numbers. Bureaucratic approaches often miss the emotional and personal dimensions of social issues. Heine was a critical voice in 19th-century German literature, often challenging social and political conventions. His writing frequently exposed the gap between official rhetoric and actual human experience. The quote remains remarkably relevant today, critiquing how institutions and policymakers can become disconnected from the real-world implications of the issues they study. And to help raise school test scores and confidence with free Easy Extra Advantage Math, spelling and reading workbooks you can download for free at stop2think.com or buy at educationstopshate.com. Free Easy Math Wisdom Workbooks with octo-repetition to grow math self-confidence. You'll get plenty of repetitive practice of age ranges and averages of our 52 teams of 8 quote authors. Free Easy Alpha Cipher-coded puzzles teach letters, numbers, and phrases using antique wisdoms that encourage and educate. Can you decode this cipher quote of encouragement using either our Learning to Spell or just for fun instructions? And since time is money, practice reading faster with 52 teams of antique rival wisdoms. We offer printed versions and timed videos with background music. Sign up for free weekly emails of 52 teams of antique rival wisdom workbooks with easy math, spelling, and reading practice. And if you'd like to get paid for sharing our wearable wisdoms, keep this in mind. Everyone I know wears a shirt, and most of us change them daily, so change your shirt and change the world. Social equalities are blatantly subliminal antique positive wisdoms repetitively shared without saying a word. This applies to all our wearable shareable wisdoms, like Pretty Witty Baby Onesies and Pretty Witty Kids. Youthful truths let your kids gain confidence, sharing antique wisdoms with their friends. Imagine them sharing words of wisdom with classmates and teachers. I think, therefore I think tees I wear is a super easy way to share words of wisdom. With wearable wisdoms to fit babies, kids, and adults, you can clothe a whole family, city, or state. So do the future a favor by encouraging, educating, and entertaining with words of wisdom. Make us all wiser and kinder. And for a downloadable PDF of these team quotes, join the 52 of 8 today.